Hello, I'm Paul Walker from the GH Spoilers YouTube channel. It's 3 a.m. here in New York. The rain is lashing against my window, and I am running on zero sleep because tonight's General Hospital update just shattered my reality. We are talking about Anna Devane pulling the ultimate masterclass at Wyndemere, and I need to vent. Unbelievable, guys. What's going on here? Basically, we need to talk about the absolute sheer audacity of the writers right now. Might delete this later, but I'm low-key obsessed and high-key infuriated by the pacing. Let's set the stage because the vibe is just redlining into terminal velocity. We have Jocelyn Jacks, Carly's precious daughter, rotting in the damp, miserable, rat-infested catacombs of Wyndemere. The sheer psychological terror of this setup is a total game-changer for her character. She is trapped by Cassius, the man parading around with the face of our beloved deceased Nathan West. Honestly, the layers of trauma here are just sickening. Jocelyn is sitting there, staring at the literal writing on the wall, the carving that proves Anna. Devane was held in this exact same torture chamber back in October 2025. Look, Cassius is pacing around the cell, and he is basically oozing this terrifying, manipulative energy that makes my skin crawl. He is preparing to move Jocelyn to an even more secure, undisclosed location because he knows the walls are closing in. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a WSB-issued combat knife. Jocelyn is terrified, but she is also radiating that signature Spencer Jack's defiance. She is ready to fight, but let's be real. She is entirely outmatched. Cassius thinks he has won. He thinks he is the smartest guy in the room, playing his twisted little phase-on family games and pulling the strings of everyone in Port Charles. But suddenly, and I mean suddenly, the atmosphere in that dungeon completely shifts. The temperature drops. The shadows themselves seem to detach from the damp stone walls. Guys, I am screaming at my monitor. I am literally vibrating with hype. Because emerging from the absolute pitch black darkness of the Wyndemere, Catacombs is none other than the undisputed queen of international espionage. The legend herself, Anna Devane. Yes, I am yelling in all caps because my lungs are giving out. Anna Devane is in the building. Listen, we were all told that Anna was being transferred to a maximum security facility after she escaped that clinic in France and hijacked a car. We thought she was neutralized. We thought she was out of the game, sidelined while the rest of the cast fumbled through this mystery. But honestly, how dare we ever doubt the supreme unmatched intellect of Anna Devane? This is a major flex. Anna didn't just escape the WSB surveillance in Europe. She ghosted an entire continent, crossed the Atlantic Ocean, and infiltrated the most heavily fortified, paranoid island in Port Charles without tripping a single alarm. Basically, she used her master spy skills to turn herself into a phantom. The sheer logistics of this are melting my mind. I am trying to map out the logic behind the grind, and it is just glorious. She bypassed Jen Sidwell's goons, she bypassed the Cassadine security grid, and she materialized exactly where she needed to be. This isn't just a rescue mission. It is a surgical strike by a woman who has survived decades of psychological warfare. Look at the execution here. Anna doesn't even hesitate for a fraction of a second. She drops from the shadows and initiates a high-octane takedown of the Faison guards that is so brutally efficient it belongs in a blockbuster movie. She is snapping, delivering throat strikes, and neutralizing these heavily armed mercenaries with the cold, calculated precision of a woman who has absolutely nothing left to lose. It is a lethal crunch of raw frames. Honestly, I was jumping out of my chair, knocking my coffee over. The guards hit the floor before they even realize they are under attack. It is beautiful. It is poetic. It is the Anna Devane we have been begging to see for years, completely unfiltered and unleashed. And in the confrontation, Cassius turns around, and the look of sheer, unadulterated shock on his fake Nathan face is the most satisfying thing I have witnessed in my entire life. He is stunned. He is paralyzed by the sudden realization that he is standing in the presence of an apex predator. Anna locks eyes with him, and you can practically see the decades of Faison-induced trauma and fury burning in her soul. She recognizes the face of Nathan West, but she sees right through the disguise. She sees the Faison legacy of madness, obsession, and cruelty staring back at her, and she is not backing down. Honestly, Anna pieces it all together in real time. The thumping, digital native pulse of this scene is incredible. She realizes the depth of this sinister Faison family plot. The fake identities, the kidnappings, the psychological warfare, it all traces back to the same sick obsession that César Faison tortured her with for decades. Wait, actually, maybe she didn't know about Cassius specifically until this exact second. No, wait. She totally knew, Because Kevin Collins passed along the intel to Laura, or maybe Valentin figured it out and sent her a coded message. Whoa, I've really gone off chasing butterflies into another dimension there. Bringing the signal back, let's stick to the script. Basically, Anna doesn't waste time monologuing like a cartoon villain. She is here for a mission. She steps over the groaning bodies of the guards, shoves Cassius back into the harsh reality of his own failure, and shatters the lock on Jocelyn's cell. Jocelyn is standing there, completely processing the fact that her literal guardian angel just dropped from the ceiling in tactical gear. The relief, the shock, the absolute adrenaline dump it is palpable through the screen. Anna frees Carly's daughter, but this is General Hospital. So you know the victory lap is going to be violently and immediately interrupted. Suddenly, the Wyndemere security system goes absolutely nuclear. Alarms are blaring at a deafening pitch. Red strobe lights are painting the catacombs in this hellish, chaotic glow. Cassius has triggered the failsafe, and now the entire castle is swarming with heavily armed reinforcements. The island is locked down. There is no boat waiting at the dock. There is no helicopter coming to extract them. There is just a damp tunnel, a terrified college student, and a rogue WSB agent who is currently the most wanted woman on the planet. I am sweating just talking about it. Please tell me I'm not the only one losing my mind over this. Look, this is where the narrative completely redlines and breaks the scale. Anna and Jocelyn are backed into a corner. The heavy, synchronized footsteps of a dozen mercenaries are echoing down the stone corridors, getting closer by the second. Anna looks at Jocelyn, and you can see the exact moment her heart breaks and her resolve hardens into absolute diamond. She knows that Jocelyn cannot fight her way out of this. She knows that Carly has already lost so much. And Anna will be damned if she lets another young woman fall victim to the Faison bloodline. Listen to me, because this is the crux of the entire existential collapse I am experiencing right now. Anna Devane has to make a life or death choice. If they both run, they both get caught or worse. They both die in a hail of gunfire. Anna realizes that the only way Jocelyn gets off Spoon, Island alive, is if someone stays behind to hold the line. She has to act as the ultimate decoy. She has to sacrifice her own freedom, her own carefully constructed escape plan, and her own painstakingly protected identity to ensure that Jocelyn makes it to the extraction point. Honestly, it is a total narrative betrayal of my own selfish desires, because I just want Anna to be free and happy with Valentin. But it is also the most profoundly in-character thing she could possibly do. She looks Jocelyn in the eye, gives her the exact route to the hidden catacomb exit, and tells her to run. Jocelyn is crying. She is shaking. She doesn't want to leave her behind, but Anna's command is absolute. Anna turns back toward the incoming security forces, drawing her weapon, ready to face the entire Faison army single-handedly. I am screaming the sacrifice, the glory, the absolute madness of it all. Anna is literally throwing away her only chance at clearing her name. If she is captured here, the WSB will bury her under the prison. Jen Sidwell will have her eliminated without a second thought. Her identity as a rogue agent will be sealed forever. She is trading her life for Carly's daughter, proving once again that she is the absolute moral center of this chaotic, deeply flawed universe. The heavy security breaches the corridor, the guns are raised, and the episode just cuts to black IT. Just cuts to black. Basically, I am sitting here in the dark, staring at my reflection in the monitor, wondering how I am supposed to go to work tomorrow. How am I supposed to function in normal human society knowing that Anna Devane is currently engaging in a tactical firefight in the bowels of a Cassian castle? The implications are massive. When Carly finds out what Anna did for her daughter, the debt will be astronomical. Valentin is going to absolutely lose his mind when he realizes Anna was in Port Charles this whole time while he was bickering with Carly over Jack Brennan's paralyzed body in an attic. Oh my god. Wait, Valentin, he wants a face-to-face with Anna so badly, and she was literally a boat ride away. If he finds out Cassius has his hands on her, Valentin will burn Wyndemere to the bedrock. He will unleash a level of Cassadine wrath that we haven't seen since the 90s. Honestly, I am spiraling again. My thoughts are just a back loop of what-ifs and potential body counts. I am organizing my thoughts in real time here, and the math is just not mathing for anyone's survival rate. Look, we have to acknowledge the absolute masterclass of acting we are about to witness in the coming weeks. The fallout from this single decision is going to hijack the entire summer storyline. Anna's identity is now severely threatened. The WSB will know she isn't in France. The Faison network will know she is actively hunting them on their own turf. She has painted a massive glowing target on her own back to save a girl who isn't even her own blood. That is the definition of a hero. That is why we suffer through the agonizing pacing and the filler episodes. For moments like this, for frames that pack a lethal crunch and remind us why we fell in love with these characters in the first place. I need to breathe. I need to drink some water. And maybe stare at a wall for 5 hours. But honestly, I can't. I am too wired. I am dumping this unedited psychic damage onto the digital hive mind because I need you guys to witness this with me. We are the only circle that speaks this language. We are the only ones who understand the gravity of Anna Devane emerging from the Wyndemere shadows to shatter Cassius's entire reality. Drop your comments, sound off, tell me how you are coping because I am barely hanging on by a thread. This show is an absolute menace to my mental health. And I will see you all in the next video if I survive the night.